The man in the wheelchair, who looked like a living corpse, suddenly grabbed the nurse in his arms. At first, the nurse thought she was being attacked, but when she came to her senses, she realized that the patient still looked just as weak and sickly as before. This made her question whether what she had just experienced was merely an illusion. Soon, she decided to warm up the patient by taking off her coat. However, everything had already been calculated by the man. When the nurse entered the room to look for another piece of clothing, the man suddenly barged in, trying to force himself on her. But the nurse strongly resisted, refusing to give in. After a fierce struggle, she managed to escape the bedroom. At this point, she realized she had walked into a trap and tried to find the man's wife to explain everything. However, the wife refused to believe her, unable to accept that her own husband could do such a thing. To prove the truth, the wife followed the nurse to the patient's room and found her husband still looking just as weak as ever. Enraged, she assumed that the nurse was simply dissatisfied with the payment and was slandering her husband. Unable to endure such injustice, the nurse devised a plan to expose him. A woman dressed seductively entered the room to seduce the patient. As expected, he fell for the trap, and the two began a bondage game on the bed. As soon as the plan worked, the nurse called the wife and showed her the pre-recorded video evidence.